Hello, viewers. Welcome to Good Morning Tarot. So, another day is beginning, and I would like to invite you to a tarot reading. Now, this is a general reading, so it is open to all signs. Just take what resonates with you. At the same time, it's a timeless reading, so anytime you find yourself watching this video, that's the destined time for you. Okay, so our main energy is the Fool. Beautiful. Now, the Fool is that energy which is we are beginning a new chapter. So, in a certain sense, at this present time, we are beginning a new chapter. And the Fool is somebody who enjoys the present moment. If you try to look at it, the Fool is holding a flower. So along the way, he saw a beautiful flower. He picked it up and he smelled. Okay, he took some time to smell the flower. At the same time, he cherished it, so he brought the flower with him. Okay, it can be also that he met someone along the way and that someone gave him a flower. So in a certain sense, he was enjoying the present moment. He is basking under the shining sun. So in a certain sense, at this present time, you feel blessed by the divine or by the spirit. At the same time, you travel light. So in a certain sense, you're very right now adventurous, and at the same time, you're not very particular with having things. For you, your priority is much different. Your priority is the adventure, the process, the journey. It's not of what you will accumulate in the journey, but in the journey, the experience itself. So at the same time, he's not afraid to be different. He dresses the way he wants to dress. Okay, he's not ashamed of what other people will think with the way he dresses. He is a little bit bold, he is enjoying walking in the cliffs, he's not afraid of falling. So maybe in a certain sense also you need to have, well, it's good to take risks, but a calculated risk. You need also to be aware of your environment. So somehow I have a feeling that today you need to be, it's good to have that sense of enjoying the moment, but at the same time try to be more aware of how things are unfolding. Take care of yourself also. Okay, prevent possible pitfalls or possible accidents, especially if they can be prevented. Listen to the universe. Listen also to the people around you. If they somehow give you warnings, heed the warning. At the same time, at this present time in your life, there must be somebody who is supporting you enthusiastically at this time. So this is what we can see for the present moment. It's very positive. You are beginning a journey. Now be open to whatever the universe will give you along the way. Now let us see what will happen as this new chapter unfolds. You will attain a certain maturity in your life, okay, a certain balance. For some of you, you will be able to balance between your inner and your outer life. You see here, one leg is in the water, the other one is on the solid ground. At the same time, is pouring from one cup to the other. It's right now what I feel is whatever knowledge you have received from the universe, you will be able to share it completely to others. Somehow I feel one of the gifts that you will be receiving from the universe is the ability to share what insights or teachings that the universe will give you. For some of you, you can become a good mentor, or you will become a good mentor, or if you are already a good mentor, this is that time when you are able to easily share what you have learned from the divine to others. You're very much aware of the presence of the divine. The triangle can symbolize the Trinity. Okay. Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. In a certain sense, this can also symbolize unity within your person. Just as here, there is the unity of the opposites. And at the same time, there will be some challenges along the way. It's not going to be quite just a walk in the park. There will be some challenges along the way. But it's not, there won't be not much obstacles. There are not much obstacles along the way. You can see the path is quite clear. However, it's going up towards the mountain. So there will be some challenges along the way. But the presence of your spirit guides and the presence of the divine is very strong at this time. Now, let us try to see what is the advice of the universe for you. Okay, I have this feeling, this just have good boundaries. Okay, use your experience. You see here, he is bandaged and he is a little bit cautious. So, use your experience to prevent yourself from further hurt or from harming yourself. So, have good boundaries. What comes to me at this time also is be careful, okay? Don't be too carefree to the point that you might harm yourself, okay? So be careful, be cautious of your environment, avoid possible preventable accidents, okay? So take some precaution. It's good to be carefree, but not to the point wherein you might cause yourself harm, okay? It's good to live the present moment, but somehow it shows here, no, you need to be have good boundaries also, and you need to be careful. You need to let your past experiences allow you to be more careful so that you will not repeat the same mistakes in the near future, and be grounded in reality. So trying to balance being intuitive but at the same time being grounded in reality. So this is what I can see for you for today, readers or viewers. Now, I hope it resonates with you, or I hope you somehow are able to get things that resonate with you at this present time. Let us now go to the second part, which is the self-care tip. Okay, for our self-care tip, we have here: the more one does and sees and feels, the more one is able to do, and the more genuine may be one's appreciation of fundamental things like home and love and understanding companionship. The more we mature, the more we appreciate those subtle things that oftentimes other people overlook. The phrase, the most important and most beautiful things in life are not just seen or touched, but they have to be felt by the heart. Something like that. The more it becomes applicable to you, the deeper you become in your spiritual life. It's like what used to be very dim for you in a mirror suddenly becomes clear. So it's like at the same time also, if the pond, which can symbolize your inner world, seems to be a little bit unclear, as if stirred too much, the deeper you become, the still the water becomes, and what used to be very turbid or very, very unclear, the water that is sort of like disturbed, the more you become mature, the more still the waters become, and the clearer the things that are hidden underneath the pond becomes also. At the same time, when you are maturing, light shines clearer into the pond or into your inner self. And the more insights you discover in your inner world, the more things you discover, your intuition becomes sharper. So somehow this is what I feel right now in this card. So I feel that the invitation for us is to have that kind of spirit in the tarot reading that we had today. The spirit of openness to learn new things each day. That spirit of the fool who is just living the present moment and open to all possibilities, uh, open to whatever insights or whatever lessons that the universe will give him along the way. Now, reading more, a little bit further below the card, it says here, reflect on ways in which you have opened your heart to seeing, feeling, and experiencing more joy in life. So, yeah, allow yourself to be more sensitive, more receptive to the experiences of the present moment. Now, what ways can you open your heart that you have not yet considered? Okay, very interesting. So it's makes me tingle inside. uh, it's learning to be more receptive to our day-to-day experience or experiences. Now let's go to the handbook that accompanies this card, and we are now in the internal self-care, which is related to our mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. Now it says here, take a moment today to do an internal check-in around your self-care practices. How is my mind feeling these days? Am I becoming more conscious of my own thoughts? Am I learning ways to interrupt unhealthy thought patterns? Do I encourage mental states that leave me feeling optimistic, refreshed, and peaceful? Now, this is very important. Being peaceful, to allow the stillness to make everything inside us clearer. Okay, let's continue. How is my emotional state these days? Am I becoming more curious about my feelings rather than judging or becoming emotionally flooded? How have I been able to care for myself when I experience challenging emotions? And how have I been able to celebrate my emotional highs? Okay, so the first one was about the mind. Now it's about the emotion, the stillness of the mind, and now it's the stillness of our emotions. Finally, there is this about the body. It says here, how is my body doing these days? Am I becoming more perceptive of the way my body feels as I engage with the world? What have I done to offer my body stimulation, care, and rest? How has my body responded? Okay, so we are also called right now to be sensitive to our body. Maybe there are certain needs that we need to provide. Okay, now external self-care, which is related to our relationships, community, creativity, and work. The inner reflects the outer. As you have focused more of your energy on caring for and supporting yourself, what has shifted in the outer spaces of your life? What has fluctuated in your relationships or your style of relating to others? Has your role in your larger community shrunken or grown? How has your creative process altered its course? What has evolved at work? Okay, somehow you are just being asked right now to check. Okay, uh, to check your inner world and to check how it affects also your outer world. Maybe at the same time we need to check our outer world and try to see how it affects our inner world. But the more I feel right now, what I feel right now is, which is quite also very important at this time, is to allow your intuition to grow more, to allow yourself to listen more to your to what used to be subtle, and because at this time I feel as you grow deeper, you are becoming more sensitive. What used to be unclear to you before seems to somehow at this present time might become much more clearer, and some questions that before you might not have found an answer, maybe at this time you will be able to listen more to the teachings of the universe in your life, and the answers might be clearer at this point in time. So, this is what we have for our self-care tips. I hope that you were able to gain something from it. Thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel. Thank you for continue to subscribing. I hope to see you again soon. Until that time, may God continue to bless your ways.